When you think of the Winter Olympics, there's one country that just always seems to be at the top, right? Norway. So today, we're going to unpack how a nation of just a few million people became this absolute titan of winter sports.
Okay, to really get a sense of just how successful they are, check out this number, over 300. By the 2010 Games, Norway had already become the very first nation in history to blow past 300 Winter Olympic medals. That was an incredible milestone, and believe me, they've only kept adding to the pile since then.
And this really gets to the heart of the mystery. How does a country with a population of only 5.5 million people, that's smaller than many major cities, consistently outperform global superpowers? Seriously, what's their secret?
Well, the answer isn't in some fancy, modern training facility or the latest high-tech gear. Nope. To understand why Norway dominates today, we have to go back in time, and I mean way, way back. The story doesn't start on a podium. It starts carved into ancient stone.
The history here is just staggering. We're talking Stone Age origins. There are rock carvings in Nordland County that show the very first evidence of skis. For thousands of years, skis weren't for sport. They were a tool for survival. It was the only way you could travel or hunt in that deep, heavy snow. The whole idea of skiing just for competition, that's actually a pretty new thing, only really showing up in the mid-1880s.
So picture this. You've got an entire population that's been skiing to survive for centuries. But to turn that basic skill into a fast-paced, competitive sport, well, that needed a huge leap forward in technology. And this next part of the story, this was a total game changer.
And that giant leap forward, it came from this man, Sondre Norheim. He's widely considered the father of modern skiing, and what he invented would change everything.
Norheim's brilliant creation was the telemark ski. What made it so innovative was its design. It was narrower in the middle, kind of like an hourglass. We call that a side cut today. That new shape plus these new stiff heel bindings that actually locked your boot onto the ski gave skiers a level of control they had never ever had before.
And this just shows you the cause and effect perfectly. The old skis were basically just long, straight planks of wood, super hard to turn or control. But the telemark ski, with its unique shape, made turning so much easier. And those secure bindings? They meant skiers could now jump over rocks, even off of rooftops, without their skis just flying off. This was really the birth of the powerful, dynamic skiing we all recognize today.
Okay, so the technology is finally in place. But how did this amazing Norwegian invention get out into the rest of the world? Well, it was thanks to some legendary polar explorers who took these skis and proved just how powerful they were in the harshest places on Earth.
It all started with Fridtjof Nansen. Back in 1888, he did something many people thought was completely impossible. He crossed the huge, frozen interior of Greenland. And the one tool that made it all possible? You guessed it, the Norwegian ski.
And then came the ultimate prize, Roald Amundsen and his legendary race to the South Pole. In 1911, he became the very first human being to stand at the bottom of the world. And the critical factor in his victory, the thing that gave him the edge, he and his team did it all on skis. It proved, without a doubt, their incredible effectiveness. These guys became global heroes, and in doing so, they became global ambassadors for skiing itself.
So that brings us all the way to the modern era. We've looked at thousands of years of history, a revolutionary invention, and these incredible national heroes. But how does all of that deep history translate directly into the Olympic dynasty we see today?
See, the most important thing to understand is that this history isn't just in a book somewhere. It's totally alive. In Norway, skiing is just part of the fabric of everyday life. People ski on weekends, on holidays, even after work. They've got 2,500 lit tracks all over the country, so you can go at night. Big ski events aren't just for the pros, they're designed to get everyone involved. It's a culture where just being out in nature on skis is every bit as important as winning a gold medal.
And when you step back, the whole journey is just incredible. To think that what started as a simple wooden plank, a tool for survival that someone carved into a rock thousands of years ago, has evolved through innovation and adventure into this powerful symbol of national identity and unbelievable success on the world stage. Which really leaves us with one last fascinating thought to chew on. When an activity is that deeply woven into a nation's history, its culture, and its day-to-day life for literally thousands of years, is becoming the best in the world simply inevitable? It's something to think about.